What's up, guys? Purpose back here. Another video today. So, if you haven't heard, one of the main officer in the killing of George Floyd was arrested today, and he was charged with third-degree murder and manslaughter. Now, if you know anything about the third-degree murder in Minnesota, the charge, the amount of years that you get for that charge is 25 years, and I'm pretty sure manslaughter isn't much longer. So, no, he wasn't he already wasn't arrested. I mean, they were fired, but they weren't arrested for 4 days. And then now, all they charge him with is third degree murder and manslaughter. Now, what I don't know which one it is because I read them up earlier today, but isn't first degree like premeditated, which means the intent to murder someone? Uh, Something along those lines. Which, if you look at the video and you watch it, he of course had the intent to murder the man because not only did he have his knee on his neck, he did not at any moment take his knee off the man's neck until they were ready to, transfer him to the hospital or whatever they did with him because he was already dead. So I don't know what the point was in that. But I don't know. They're still, and then the other BS that they're talking about is they're still investigating it with the other three officers, which they are accomplices because they watched and stood by as, this man was murdered. Easy to see itself. So, already this is off to a questionable, terrible start. And, you also have the mayor in, I believe it's St. Paul or is it Minneapolis, saying there's going to be an 8 p.m. curfew or so after all the protests and all the, buildings were being burned. And one thing I watched today was there are undercover cops that have been, been part of the looting and all the stealing and stuff, that it's really actually not just citizens. I think that what's happening is the agents are influencing the citizens to do these things, which to me is, it makes a lot of sense. Especially since the media is covering that heavily, I do believe that, that is something that they would be trying to, you know, put their, put their foot on, these undercover cops. So, I don't have too much information on it, but to me, after hearing one of the people speak, one of George Floyd's friends and the NAACP person, she said that there are undercover cops and people who are going in and looting and stealing. So, to me, she wouldn't lie about something like that. So people need to watch out for that as well, because the media does a great job of underreporting and also over exaggerating. So, there's that too. But if I also say one thing, after hearing that it's only third degree manslaughter, I don't. To me, these protests aren't going to go away. And what's going to happen is it's most likely going to get worse, and we're going to see a lot more anger from different people. There's already protests all around the country, in different states and different cities. So, and considering that there's a whole bunch of law officials out here, if you really think that people are going to be, dumb enough to not know what third degree murder is and how long he'd be in prison for that charge, this is basically, like people said, it's going to be a slap on the wrist and he's going to get off easy. Because this was, and he had the intent to murder him. So, I don't really have much else to say. It's just kind of disappointing that this is what it's on camera, and this is the punishment that he gets. And it's not, he doesn't even have a punishment yet. He's just arrested. And then what's really troubling is they said he was in custody. Not that he was arrested, that he was in custody. So, where are the other officers at? I don't know. At home, most likely. Probably under protection. Definitely. And then, one officer said, we have a license to kill. I think he works in, up in Minnesota. One officer said that. You have a badge and you have a gun to protect and serve. But, apparently what he said is true. They are basically given a license to kill. And a lot of times they get off with it. They're located to different, police departments around the country, and then they go on about whatever they do, which is just, being ignorant people. So what really needs to happen is they have to fix this, because these attorney generals, the people in charge, the prosecutors, they have to fix this, because pursuing only third degree manslaughter, this dude's only going to be in jail for like 25 years, maybe more if you add on the manslaughter, but even then they probably won't add that on. So all I'll say is he better not get acquitted, as this trial's going to go on, which is it's going to go on for months, because they're going to drag this out and try to find ways to help him get off. So yeah, it's a really weird system how these cops and a lot of these people stick together for each other. Yeah, very weird. All right, guys, thank you guys for listening. That was my little update. Of course, you can find all this stuff on the news, even though the news, like I said, over exaggerates and underreports stuff that is very important. And they don't like to give you a whole bunch of knowledge. You have to go find it out for yourselves on these other great YouTube channels. I call them back channels, because what they do is they do the back reporting, because, like I said, media underreports. And they underreport and over exaggerate. That's what I meant. They underreport and over exaggerate. So there's a lot of good channels out there. But thank you guys for listening. Purpose here. This is gonna do it for today. As I always get new information, I always like to tell you guys stuff. So thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next video.